Welcome back again, another week. We got Sean here today on the Solution Starter Show. We're so excited to have you.
I'm honestly really excited. This is a great opportunity. And thank each one of y'all for inviting me to this. I'm more than thrilled to hear the questions and see how it all goes.
Good, great. So let's just get into it. Tell the people who you are, what do you do? Because today's topic is surrounding multiple streams of income. So I know a lot of people find this as a barrier. A lot of people have issues with, just sustaining themselves because today's time, it is just not enough to have one way of making money. It's always good to make money different ways. So I feel like Sean has some great insight on that. So just tell us who you are, what you do, your different avenues. Everybody know your model, but let's tell them who you really are, so they can just really see who you are.
All right, my name is Seun Oguntosin. I was raised in Agtown, Arlington, Texas. From there on, I went to University of North Texas, and when I was there, the first thing to even get to the first source of income was modeling. When I even tapped into modeling, it was more of, hey, let's just take me outfit of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the OOTD.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, just take me outfit of the day. And I just had different shirts that I just found on, what's it called? H&M or Fredericton.
Yeah.
And that was just that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were even saying, oh, you so full of yourself for taking photos. And it was like, okay, I'm the type of person, I like taking pictures of the moment sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every day is an experience. Why can I not take a picture? Right now I could look back on my college days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry you being too cool not taking a picture.
Right. You got memories. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So from there on, I did major in marketing and minor in advertising, so I'm always business minded. But I honestly think it really, really started when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And actually middle school. I sold Capri Suns and Gatorade and candy. Not a lot of people know that.
Right.
That's my whole friends. I used to sell candy, and
you were a hustler.
Yeah, I was always been one.
Right.
I used to freeze Capri Suns at this particular time of the night, and I knew once I got to the locker room at a time, it would be literally just like defrosted, barely defrosted enough that they can be able to get it like a slush. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Then high school, I was 15 minutes away, so I basically had to walk to school, and I used to have candy in a bag. And I honestly think that's why my shoulders be disproportionate. Because I had candy Gatorade, the same thing with the frozen Gatorades. And so I used to take it to school. If I didn't sell it, I'm walking back home with it. Mm-hmm. So those things were always things that pushed me into sales overall. Mm-hmm. And that's why I chose marketing as a major, and I chose advertising as a minor. Right. My dream career, for anybody that's listening that's in sales, and you probably understand what I'm about to say, dream career is basically being able to present for a board of directors, sitting on a table, and you're presenting a $1 million project, project, and you are closing it. And that thrill. You know what I'm saying?
That you did that. Like you were the push to get that product to those people. That's crazy.
Like you are the key for that company.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we work at jobs where we aren't the key. You know what I'm saying? You could literally go and they wouldn't miss you. You know what I'm saying? And you want a career where you'll be missed. You want a place where they literally, if they think of the company, they think of you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'll never ever will talk down on corporate jobs, or talk down on 9 to 5 or anything like that, because I will forever work till my student loans are paid for.
Right. That's smart. Hey, for real though, we just always want to get caught up in the hype, but you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with having that stability until, you feel it in your spirit that, if you want to go entrepreneurship, by all means. But if corporate America works for you, it's nothing wrong with that, because that's how, you get your student loans paid. And then it's it's a whole world. I was gonna say it's a whole world in corporate America that's actually beneficial to you.
Very beneficial.
Yeah.
I would even say right before I graduated, literally right before, it was like a week before, one of my big bros told me, "Hey, Sean, this is going to be very important. And I still to this day will tell him, his name is Benga Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he said, when you find a corporate job, because he knew I was a businessman. He said, when you find a corporate job on a daytime, find something you love on a night. So it would never, like, you would never feel like you're dragging out your days. And to that day, that's like, I mean, I'm 2 years out of college. That was like 2 years and a half. And I still remember that quote to this day. So anytime I'm even finding a job, I'm always finding something extra that I can be able to do. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of goes now into, I mean, I'm in Forex, trading Forex, foreign exchange currency. I'm also influencing. I'm an influencer, and I'm also like, I mean, I could do, if I wanted to, I could do $25, $30 post. Some companies hit me up. Actually, a company hit me up to do a $40 post. Some would tell me retweet for $25. I was part of Dara, a shoe collection. I'm still part of them apparently. They pay me $100 a month.
So how did that come about? Like, how did this? I know you said that you did the outfit of the day in college, but like, what really propelled you? Because I swear, I remember, like, I've been knowing you since 2015. Like, I remember like the beginning era of you like turning like this new leaf into like this whole like everyone knows who you are today. Like, where did the the popularity come from, and what did you do? Was there any tactics that you used, or like who you are? You know, like, because sometimes it's just come natural, like, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You 100% right. I think it was, basically, it came out after I became an alpha. I mean, I'm not gonna ever say alpha made me, but. Right. It was definitely when I became an alpha. I grew up my hair because I usually had low hair, so nobody's ever seen me with a lot of hair.
Right.
That time I rocked a box, so it was like a different who's he. I lost a lot of weight, so people have not seen me for 5 months. You know, all that stuff, and so it was the glow. And then I started getting a lot of love on Twitter, on posts. I used to do African Twitter. Hashtag African Twitter.
Follow train, all of that. Yeah.
And I started getting 2,000 like posts. It's not that common to
back then, especially like 2016, 2017, like 2016, 2015. Like, no, there was
especially without doing them. Actually, I think there was a lot more hashtags there.
Yeah, true.
But still, like, even still getting that, still like a lot. And so I was getting that. I even got put on. Dang, what's that place? What's that social media app called? Shade Room?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got put on the Shade Room twice. One for big. No, it was.
Your cap.
No, it was one. It was Ebony. I got put on Ebony and Shade Room. Ebony for big man Twitter. Even though I'm not big.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I finessed it.
That's what you gotta do though, you know what I'm saying? For real. Like, you knew where you were trying to go, you had a vision, like what you're trying to do. Yeah.
And that started gathering a lot more interest. Then I got put on I definitely got put on Shade Room for Best Smile. And I was even the cover photo for that.
Wow.
So those gave me more confidence, and I think one thing as modeling for all the models or aspiring models is confidence. There's a lot of avenues, and a lot of people they're always hit me up like, how do you start, when you start getting paid, or when you start getting paid a model, how did you get the photographers? And honestly, I just tell people, just do you. Find a photographer that's willing to work with you and collab, and just create art and content. Like, I promise you, you're not gonna get paid overnight. There's too many people that can model right now outside. You're not gonna get paid all at once. If you only chasing the bag, but you don't have any passion for what you're doing, the bag won't come to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's big too, because a lot of people think like with this, like, because even though like your extra stream, you know, and you got like more, but the extra stream is modeling, you know. That's a whole message to anybody that's doing any type of form of extra stream of income that's outside of your regular income. Don't think just because you hop into it, even like with trading, like with anything, it's not just going to come so fast. Like, people get that misconception that, you know, it's always going to be like quick, fast money. ain't nothing really quick, fast money like that. Like,
And
except
if
for
it
selling
is,
drugs. Yeah, I don't want you to do that. Okay, that's not what we are. You know what I'm saying?
No,
We try to do things
facts.
the legal way. So people gotta understand that sometimes extra stream of income takes a little bit of thought and a little bit of hard work and just mostly time and patience for it to form and for it to grow. Like, but it's good to know that you have something that you can like go that way. So that's good that you say that. I want you to talk about, like, basically, I saw you made a post a while back about your job situation and everything that had been going. Just tell us how you basically stayed afloat during that time period, because I know it's a lot of people in seasons of uncertainty, seasons of just, and they don't know where their next dollar coming from.
That to this day, well, I literally told myself 2 days ago that I feel like I need to go to that job and thank them. Because if it wasn't for them, everything in my life right now would never have happened.
Wow.
I still to this day feel like I owe them.
Tell us what happened.
Okay, my bad. I'm just
about it. No,
so
it's good.
I worked at this company, and this company culture wasn't for me. For people out there that first graduate, because usually when you find your first job, you're not really looking for an industry. You're looking for a company that just fits your major. Until you start going multiple jobs and you know which industry you want to work at.
Right.
You know, but at that time I didn't care. And it was an incredibly boring job. And I'm talking about I was a marketing pricing analyst, and I became a senior marketing pricing analyst. Anybody that knows me is like, he's a talker, so why is he analyzing anything? He likes to talk. And I couldn't talk. I was literally by my desk, literally 8 hours a day, reporting to my manager 8 hours a day, every single day, and I could not talk not one time. It was probably one of the most boring jobs ever. But I did. But one thing I will say, I did learn a lot of analyzing tactics, but it was boring. So I was getting to my 2-year review, which most people know. This is 2 years. Most company would want to promote you, really just move you to a different position.
Right.
That's not really a promotion. That's just moving you to a different position.
Right.
But they will want to promote you. So I went to, I already knew the review, and I already had a good guess that they were going to try to fire me. I really didn't think they would. At that time, I was a senior marketing pricing analyst. I had no passion for pricing. None. As in no pricing analytics.
Right.
I have no passion for that. And I knew deep down I wanted to do sales. And I low-key was actually applying to a lot of other jobs. Just trying to find one that stick.
Right.
That month, it happened in February. In January, actually, Google hit me up. I'm thinking, I'm seeing her struggling on this job, and now Google of all jobs is hitting me up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It gave me confidence, like, whoa. But it was actually a sign. Now I look back. God telling me, hey, this was a sales position. Go look for sales roles.
Yeah.
Something's about to happen.
Right.
They hit me up for Google AdWords for sales. Literally, they flew me out. I had a lot of interviews, but they flew me out to Michigan at the end of the day. Felt like I was on a date show. Flew me out to Michigan. I learned so much. For that role, didn't get the job at the end of the day, but I was able to tour Google and everything like that. And as much as I'm sad about that, not a lot of people actually get there.
Right.
So for me to even get there,
them have interest in you.
Yeah, for them to even have interest, then even going to interviews.
You felt like that was a sign from God, like showing you, like, this is for you, though.
This is
like,
for
this
me.
is the realm that you're
you
entering into. Yeah. And so with the other job, how did that make you feel with that?
Basically, Google, those technology companies, one, everything is a lot more modernized and it's a lot more new, and you're like people like us, like we can fit in better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They love diversity.
Right.
But companies like that, it was only 2 of, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, be honest. Hey, tell the people. Like, it was 2 of us, 2 black folks. Like,
yeah, it was literally.
like, you know.
Okay, we go off like that. It was literally 2 black people in the entire company. And I'm talking about it was 99% white.
Wow.
Like, you
crazy.
took a picture.
But it's not crazy, though. It's corporate.
Not. It's corporate to the core. And it was old-fashioned, dress up, literally boring.
Yeah.
And February 17th was the day I actually invested into Forex. One of my, He's like my little bro because we grew up in church. But I mean, he's basically my mentor. So as for Forex speaking, so basically he hit me up and was like, "Hey, bro, you should think about doing Forex." And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how everybody. Yeah.
And, I mean, it wasn't even about the other part, but it was like,
Mm-hmm.
do I really want to learn how to trade stocks? Because that's very complex. People go to school for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really want to take the time out of my day, like you just said,
Right.
to take your time out of your day to learn it and actually be
Mhm.
successful?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I saw the opportunity. I was like, okay, only 225. At that time, it was 217. I said, only 217, and I could be able to learn it. Won't I be able to find what other opportunity will I get?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I didn't even touch it. Because once you have a corporate job and you have steady, good money, I see how people can get lazy.
It's complacency. It breeds complacency because it's money that you for sure get. It provides stability.
And then do you really want to tap into your second source of income that you have to learn how to do?
Mm-hmm.
So I literally didn't touch it. A lot of people think I was superstar from the get-go. I didn't touch it. The next week, I got called into the office, and I knew something was weird that day. My manager wasn't there. He just somehow couldn't come. Mind you, my manager was black.
Right.
And he was in my fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
He is, and I knew he couldn't. I knew he wouldn't want to be there.
Right.
I still to this day think he knew, but I know just in case he's listening. But so literally, I randomly saw a white box on the other side by his desk. I've never ever gotten fired, so I didn't even know what a white box is at that time.
Right.
I mean, does common sense now, but it was on his desk.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird, and I was just like, okay, probably something they want us to claim. Literally get called at the end of the day. Sean come to this office, and I see the HR. I'm like, they're not about to do what I think they're about to do.
They finna do that.
That was my first time in my life.
Right. The hurt though. The hurt of your pride though, like dog.
And I used to give marketing advice, career advice, and I'm talking about on my Twitter page. I was giving all these advice, and I got fired.
Yeah.
Imagine like you being a career guru and you get fired. Like that killed me. And I said, I had nothing planned. Yeah. And I was like, they really cut me off. So I'm talking about, long story short, I went 3 months jobless. While that happened, the next week after I got fired, I was finding every job in the world. If you really want to know how much jobs I applied, I was gonna say it. I'm gonna say it now.
Yeah, say
for
it.
people to know. Then I'm gonna actually type it out one day.
Yeah.
I applied to about 1,800 jobs on LinkedIn.
Wow.
18.
On LinkedIn at that.
On LinkedIn, 1,800
Wow.
jobs, and
Crazy.
it was crazy even thinking about it now. And I literally applied to 100 jobs every day. And 1,800 jobs did not even look my way, or they give me some type of excuse, or you fit the part, but you don't fit our part, or you look the part, you just don't look this. You have everything that we want, but you just you weren't in our industry before. Of course, you're the only industry in DFW that's like that.
Like, I have the history, I have the experience, like, it's not anything for me to switch gears.
It's not anything for you to switch gears, but it's some type of excuse.
Right.
So I finally tapped into Forex, and I was like, you know what? I already paid for this. I might as well go hard in it while I'm looking for a job. And thankfully, I still had money on the side. And it was really hard at that time. And I didn't feel like I was really connecting everything together. And then I finally got a switch. And I think my finally got a switch was making $1,400 off in 72 hours off Bitcoin versus USD. If you wonder what Forex is, by the way, it's just foreign exchange currency. A lot of people think one thing
it's
when
a
you
pyramid scheme.
Yeah. First thing people say, Forex is a pyramid scheme. Okay. I always ask, and maybe the sales in me talking, what in Forex is a pyramid scheme? You make people talk. You don't even say anything. Now, anybody's listening, you think Forex is a pyramid scheme. What makes Forex a pyramid scheme? Give you a couple of seconds. Okay. You probably talking about recruiting. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to do that. You don't have to lead. There's a lot of people silently that trade. Well, I see a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram posts. Okay, did you know I was alpha? If I never said anything, no, because you didn't see me post it.
Right.
So just because you don't see people post it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not in it.
Right.
So you don't think because everybody you see posting means that's everybody that trades.
Right.
You only see a small fraction of everybody that's trading. I have a lot of people in my group from all over the world. Actually, the person that just signed up literally before I was on here is actually from Australia. I have somebody from Spain. I got somebody from Nigeria. There are people trading globally. And you are right here in the United States. The bank is trading your money. Wells Fargo actually had an incident 2 years ago for not having the money funds ready for people. If you remember, they literally had a huge incident about that.
Right.
2 or 3 years ago. Banks trade your money. Everybody trades your money but you.
And they getting over on us. The bank's getting over on us double time, like with that trading. Like, exactly. I heard, I was listening to, I love Nipsey, and he just was talking about it. He got into cryptocurrency a lot before he passed away, and like he did rest in peace, Nip. Y'all know I love him. I've been talking about him in every interview. But either way, he was talking about that, how basically they're getting over on us anyway, so we might as well take a dip in it too. So like, it's crazy that you're saying that, because that's exactly what the banks are doing. And we are, especially as a people, we're a little bit ignorant a lot of times to what's unknown, and because it's unknown to us, it's automatically a scheme. It's automatic because we have like a mentality that if we didn't grow up seeing it, if it's not always in our face, then it's automatically something that's a scheme, that's this, that's that. We automatically object a lot of times to what is good for us. That's even in life, like even in healthy relationships. Like a lot of times, especially as Black people, we reject a lot of the good stuff that we're supposed to do. A lot of the stuff that's supposed to happen, we tend to reject it. So it's crazy, like I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably one of them people that like Forex is like, my mom is trying to get me, and I'm like, sis, are you trying to scheme me? Like, are you trying to get me? Like, I'm not even playing. Like, bro, if I give this $225, but she was like, nah, sis, you gotta really get into it. So continue to tell us, like, how it's.
You definitely hit a lot of points, and it was really like, people are gonna say it's a pyramid scheme. All you do is recruit, and I say, okay, you say that. Even first off, like, I like targeting different points of their conversation so I could eliminate any of those excuses that they're giving. I'm not forcing anybody, because most of the time they're saying this, they came in my DMs. So it's kind of like, I didn't even come to you. You came to me. So if I'm really recruiting you, how does that even make sense?
Right.
I use that all the time when people are like, yeah,
it's just it's your marketing. Like, you feel me? Your marketing is so on point, dog, that you don't even have to go to people. People gonna naturally gravitate towards you because you have that down pat, that marketing, that sells. I mean, from every tweet could go viral with you. Any post, liable.
Really, one just went viral. I had 158 likes on Twitter for people that slander Forex on Twitter all the time. For people that make jokes on Twitter, most of the people that make jokes on Twitter actually be DMing us and say, can you tell us more about Forex? And it's crazy. And it's crazy. People will talk down on something publicly, but will either ask you for money because they know you have it from Forex, or they'll actually ask you, can you help me? And realistically, I look at it like, every millennial needs a second source of income.
Every single one.
Like, as a millennial right now, if you are listening on this call, you watching this podcast, and you don't have a second source of income, I'm not telling you to go on Forex. You need to find one. You know what I'm saying? Find one, because right now, if your job fired you, what would you be doing? What would you do? What could you survive? Could you pay your rent? Can you pay your car note? Can you pay for food for the next month? If you have kids, can you feed them? If you don't have a second source of income, you're doing something wrong.
Facts.
No matter whatever it may be, if it's trading or if it's that or this or doing hair or whatever it may be, just try to have a second source of income. Why I love Forex is because it's all on my phone. Right now, you're literally paying a bill on your phone, but you don't make money from it. How are you paying monthly payments on a phone you're not making money from? You know what I'm saying? And that's if you even want to get into You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like I make like right now, like I'm making money right now. I made over $1,500 this week profit. $1,500 just from pure trading. Yes, if you know me, like okay, you've been trading for 6 months. You have a 200 people group.
6 months though. Come on now, like 6 months though.
It
Like
took
it started in February though. Even if people gonna say a lot of stuff. People gonna object to everything you saying, but you have the. I'm pretty sure if you had take it that far, you could pull up your account, like your bank account, to show where you made a deposit, $1,500 in your deposit. Like you could do that because it's really real, and I just think that that's commendable because you started in February, and I think that just shows how resourceful you are. Like even if it wasn't Forex, it could be modeling. Mm-hmm. Even if it wasn't modeling, it could be this, it could be that.
I always find my mom used to say, one thing I could say about you is that I never have to worry about you. You always find a way to survive. And I think that's just always been me. When I was in high school, I wasn't born in America, so I couldn't, at that point, they didn't have DACA. Mm-hmm. DACA is where they allow people that got brought here when they were smaller, that got brought here when they were smaller to get a driver's license. I wasn't able to do that. So I literally had to mow yards to go on dates, you know what I'm saying? Like to go take girls like to Studio Movie Grill. I used to have to mow yards. I've always found a way to be resourceful about something. Yeah. One also thing, like in Forex, when I didn't have a job, I was 3 months without a job. So I was trading every day while applying for jobs. Trading, literally, Forex paid for my rent for 3 months, paid for my car note, and paid for food. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I live in Dallas Uptown. I drive a Camaro. And if you already know that, so it's not like I drive a Honda 2008 and I'm just like my car note is $100. I'm talking my car note is like $400. I stay in Dallas Uptown City. If you already know how much that is. Mm-hmm. And Forex literally paid it. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like I had a lot of room, but my second source.
But yeah, so you were saying about your Forex and how, people don't understand that you were paying all of your bills with that extra second stream of income that you just actually took a risk yourself into getting into. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like, I took a leap of faith. I tell everybody, because right now after this call, literally an hour from here, 6:30, I'm actually doing a 500 people global call about Forex. It's going to be my first time talking to that many people. And I always tell people, right now, you took an hour of your day to possibly take a leap of faith. When I did it, I took a leap of faith. I did it at a time where it was a week before I lost my job. I was just doing it just because. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought 6 months down the line, I'm sitting here making $1,400 in a week trading. Last week I made like $600-700. Who would have thought that I was able to pay for New York flight and hotel in Manhattan from literally Forex? And I'm talking about withdrawals that I have proof that is literally cut and paid from Forex. Literally, you saw me withdraw it and you saw me paid the next minute. Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I also don't work right now. So who would have thought that I could literally go to New York and be able to do all of this? I could literally make $1,400 this week. It's to a point that I have so much money flow coming from so many different areas that you would have never thought I was jobless from February to May.
And it's crazy that you sharing that. That's why I'm so thankful that people get an insight to, a lot of times social media has this way of making you think a certain image about a person, a certain lifestyle, without actually really not knowing their true, what's really going on. Like, you were really jobless. Like, you were out here, and it's not like your parents have, and I'm not talking down or anything like that, but I don't know if you got rich parents or not, but, if you had rich parents, you probably wouldn't be selling your Capri Suns and stuff back,
exactly.
But, it's not like people come from wealthy families, and that's a message for everybody, knowing that if you see people like Sean, and he's hustling, he's on his hustle, and you see him going viral on this and viral for that, that's useful for him for what he does that makes his money.
Some people wouldn't even support me. Like, it's crazy. It's even crazy that I have people that are, close to me, you know what I'm saying? And people were slandering, we're in a group chat, and people are slandering Forex. right in my face. I mean, of course, I'm cool with the jokes. You know what I'm saying? I know there are horrible leaders out there doing Forex, and I see why people can say it's a scam on some spectrums. But at the end of the day, every leader brings a different Forex experience. Yes, if you find a leader that doesn't really, I mean, realistically, that's more on you. Analyze that person. You know what I'm saying? If you ask questions, they are not answering it the way you want them to, then don't do it with them. Why are you going to people that can't even answer most of your questions? Go to somebody that you can trust, that you have seen proof on their Instagram or Twitter. You have seen people you know in there. You can also test their credibility. And that's something that realistically, that's why I've done so well. Like, I only have 13K followers, but I probably have signed up. I mean, right now active, I have like over 190 right now, active people. If I'm talking about people that aren't active, I probably have signed up over 350 people in total in 6 months.
6 months.
And I don't recruit. I don't reach out to people.
It's crazy that you talked about like how people were talking down on you, and I just think like that's something to shed light on too. You know, just the mentality surrounding anyone trying to do something differently. You know, as he talked about, as a black millennial, as a white millennial, as whatever millennial you call yourself to be, you know, as far as race, we all need a second source of income. So, you know, and I think that, you know, especially when we decide to go outside of what's cool and what's, you know, like even when you started doing your modeling, I remember people talking down on you for doing that. Then you started doing Forex and people were talking down on you about that. You know, and it's just a mentality that whenever someone tries to do something different, our society bashes them.
No, because we support people, but we don't want people to do better than us. And there are a lot of people out there, even your friends, that will support you, but when they see you're starting to do better than them, or doing more than them, or making, I don't want to get into this particular bag, but making more money than them, they start, nah, bro, we got to bring you back down to us. We got to start humbling you when you're already humbled.
Right, because if you saw, you know, these white corporations selling, and I'm not even just talking because this is just something that's just real. We're just keeping it real. Big corporations were selling you to do this XYZ. You'd probably hop on a train with little to no push, you know? But if they saw you, regular black man who go to work every day, doing something.
Themselves. I can't. I'm gonna bash it because he looks like he's doing better than I am.
And it's really just that they can't see themselves following someone who looks like them. Right. And that's the mentality, is that you can't follow somebody who you feel like look like you and on the same level as you, but what you really don't understand is that you bring a separate asset and mindset and qualities and experience that they don't have, and people just have a hard time following something that they just don't understand.
Yeah, and it's just I would say ignorance. I remember one person said, I mean, I can go on days for how many times people said something about Forex they really don't understand. One person on Twitter said Forex is a scam. All right, why is it a scam? You ask those questions and you get the funniest responses. One person said, because you have to sign a loan because it's a broker. What?
Right.
So if you
it's ignorance.
If you go on Coinbase right now to verify your driver's license, you have to sign a loan, because that's exactly what you're just talking about. Right. So, because the Coinbase is basically your broker.
I remember you also, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I remember you also saying that someone called you gay when you were doing your modeling.
So I do modeling concepts. I like being able to bring random concepts to life, and that's just to express my creativity. Never done a feminine post, but one person was like, well, this is like my last year or in college, or literally had to be like when I just graduated. One guy said, it's gay for a guy to take photos.
Not even knowing that that's your hustle.
I was like, hey, like your Abby that you have right now, how did you take that photo? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know it's gay to take photos. That's something new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that. And people are so confused, and it's like, what are you even talking about? And It was just because I was pushing the norm. I was literally, and I've gotten so many opportunities. I've gotten opportunities for where people have sent me companies have sent me their products. Sweet to Hotel, I've done a collab with them. Dara Shoes, I got 5 free shoes. Dara Shoes, I also got hit up by Adidas one time to almost do a promotional. Didn't get it, but they actually reached out to me. I've gotten reached out by so many brands, so many companies, and I still get reached out to this day because I was doing modeling just as a side thing, just as something fun. When I was jobless, I still did modeling. I was buying all the equipment. A lot of people didn't realize it was my last post. I just could not do anymore at that time because it's very expensive sometimes. And a lot of people would say, how did you do modeling and you didn't have a job? I didn't even know you didn't have a job. I thought you were working. And even my friends, my very, very good best friends were telling me, how did you survive 3 months without a job? And as funny as it is, Forex funded, you know what I'm saying?
And also you talk about how you just felt like God just really made sure that you just got through all of that anyway.
It was all God, and realistically, God really made my path. If I didn't get fired from my job, I probably would have never taken Forex seriously. I didn't take Forex seriously until I didn't have a job. I probably would have just paid that $217 and let it go by. That's if I didn't get fired. So I would have not had a real second source of income. By the way, I do make, if you wonder how much money I'm making before I go deeper, how much money I make, I realistically make $600 to $800 a month trading, but that was last month. Literally right now, I made $1,400 a week. I'm roughly going to make around probably $3,000 to $4,000 in trading. And I also, for having a group, which is optional, I didn't want to have a group, but so many people hit me up that I kind of was forced to lead.
Right.
It was like, post a profit. And I post a profit, and I was getting 10 people like, Sean, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. So I just signed them up under me. Then it's like, oh, wow, you're a leader. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying. Like, I literally did not touch Forex. I bought it, didn't touch it for almost 2 to 3 weeks. I didn't want to lead.
Right.
I didn't want to do
Just got pushed into
I just got pushed into it because people like me wanted that.
But it's so good, though, because what you're doing is that you're creating a space for people to just be able to have that extra income that we all need, that we all are yearning for. And I just want to know, like, what's your overall message to anyone who's listening to this that's struggling? You know, they have a job, they don't have a job, whatever it is, but they're just struggling in their own way of, you know, staying afloat. What was the mindset and what was your thoughts process through everything that you could just send out a message to everybody, encouraging them and just how?
Always have a bag. I'm joking. So like my thing is kind of to go back is if right now you can't if you can barely go by, we one thing as millennials, we know a lot of our people, our parents, or if we don't know our parents, we know someone in our family, or if we don't know someone in our family, we have a friend that we know that they're struggling within their family, that parents that have lived paycheck to paycheck. That is our biggest fear as millennials, is living paycheck to paycheck. We don't want that. Right now we are fighting to the top so we can break through. And whoever gets left at a particular time. Yeah. So right now we are fighting for that, because people that are in their 30s and up rich, that Highland Park, living in those nice houses, people living in Cedar Hill, people living in all these nice homes, or people traveling around the world, they all fought to get to that point. And so that's what we're getting at right now. So what I would say is try to find multiple streams of income and welcome them. Yes. Don't talk, don't bash, because you never know what you're good at. Yes, let's say you got into Forex and let's say you had a horrible leader, but do not talk down about it, because you don't know if that next...
It's just crazy because you just really in your bag. See, people didn't even know, talking all of that, doing what they were doing, but like now you just in your bag.
Like I can't wait to one day be able to talk and tell God's testimony. At the end of the day, God has a reason for everything. If you are going through something right now, you just got fired, or you feel like your job is miserable, pray and trust in God. There was a point in time in the 3 months I was jobless, I literally went outside and I said, God, why are you doing? I'm making money in Forex.
Yeah.
But I was still telling God, why are you doing this to me? Like, what did I do to deserve to be where I'm at? Not knowing that now, 6 months down the line, God, I literally will cry because how great God was to fire me at that job.
Yes.
Because now I'm going to be a P5000. Not saying I ever recruited, but and that's $60,000 a year. And I also make $3,000 also trading alone. Then I'm also got 2 huge career opportunities, and I'm actually about to be in one next week. So God is really great, and I want y'all to be great.
Yes.
Y'all listen to this call. I hope y'all drinking wine. Hope y'all are drinking wine and taking some notes.
Yes.
She's great at what she does, and also the crew here that helps out. It was a great opportunity.
I'm just thankful that you said yes, because I believe that, like, so many people, if you listen to this and you see it like Sean, just know, like, especially because a lot of people don't know you, this side of you. They just get the one side, and they don't get to see or hear you talk about these things. So I'm just happy that people get to hear you and see what's, like, underneath just the pictures, and that it's something, like, real there, and that you're more than meets the eye. So that's
definitely
awesome. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you hustling like you hustling, because this inspired me, and I'm pretty sure everybody else listening to this podcast to get in your bag.
Yeah, talk. And if you interested about Forex, or you honestly want a real leader, I had somebody yesterday literally hit me up last night and told me, hey, the reason why I want to sign up under you because you're actually passionate about whatever you do, and you actually care, and you make your group look like a community.
Yes.
If that's something you want to be in a group with like-minded individuals that cares about their bags. We literally talk about real estate investing within my group. Mind you, we're a Forex group.